Hey guys, I'm here today working on a 2005 Dodge Dakota. I'm hoping to give you guys a little information. There's a lot of questions about this particular project out there on the internet, and I've had to do a little research myself. It's the radiator support bracket and how to get it on. Getting the old one off is a piece of cake. I just used a cutoff tool to cut it off, but getting the new one on, it's going to be quite a bit of work. And I think we found a way around that thanks to the internet. Hopefully this video will make your search a little bit easier. What we're going to do is, instead of completely disassembling the whole front end of the truck, we're going to just kind of cut the piece and make it fit in that way, and that's going to save us a lot of time and a lot of trouble. I think it's going to lessen the lifespan of the piece. It's only a $35 piece, so it's not going to be a huge loss when it does. But we're going to cut into it, which is probably going to make it rust out a little bit faster. Which, if you're watching this video, it's probably because your piece is rusted out already and busted off some way or the other. That bracket breaks off, and it causes everything to drop down and your fan to get into your protective shroud. But I'm going to show you where I'm at this point. I've already been working on it just a little bit, and I'll show you where I'm at this point and where we're gonna go. Right here we got the new piece in the vise. We're getting ready to cut up on it, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut a couple of slits down the bottom side here, and then we're going to peel it back. And we're going to do it on both sides and peel it back. That way when we get over here, instead of disassembling the whole front end, bumper, fender, lights, everything, to get this bracket right here off, when we peel that back, hopefully we're just going to bring that right over the top of it, slip it down on there, and voila, we're going to be supporting our radiator and condenser again. And then we'll fold that bottom piece right back up on it, bolt it on, and we should be done with it. It's not a major piece. These two pieces are pretty solid in there. I do believe that this center piece is really just there to help maybe a little bit, but the main reason it's there is for support for the radiator, and that's what we're going to use it as. But in the meantime, we're going to work on that new one. Here's the old one right here. I've already got it cut off. Cutting it off is no problem at all. I cut a big chunk out of the center so I could get to the bottom. I used a cutoff tool. A Sawzall will probably work just fine too. It'd probably be actually maybe a little bit easier with the Sawzall, but you just want to watch with your Sawzall that you don't get your blade up into your condenser. Yep. Okay, here's kind of what it looks like. As you can see, I've cut a couple of slits, peeled this up, back out of the way, and hopefully I'm just going to set that right down on those bars. And then what I'll do is fold that back under when I get there and put the 4 bolts back in it, and hopefully that'll do the trick. I may just go ahead and hit this with some paint. Throw some paint on there, maybe slow down any kind of rusting that may come with it, because being bare like that, it ain't going to take long. It's going to start rusting up. But other than that, hopefully we just slip it in there and be done with it. We may have to do some adjusting on that radiator and condenser, but I'll let you know what I find out when I get to it. Okay, well, here's the new one in. You got it. It wasn't just a piece of cake, but when is it ever just a piece of cake? It was a bit of a puzzle, a bit of a struggle. What I went ahead and did was remove this upper support here. I went ahead and took it off. With the radiator and condenser free, it's a really tight fit. You're going to have to do that to wiggle it up in there. That's easy to get off. It was 4 bolts. Taking 4 bolts off, it comes off, plus your top piece, whatever you want to call that, kind of hide everything, a beauty piece, whatever. Get it off there, 4 bolts, it comes off, and then your radiator's pretty well free. And to get that radiator back on, we're going to have to loosen up these bolts here and those rubber grommets will slip in between these slots right here. Make sure those go back in there properly, and seat it down in there and tighten them up, and tighten that top bracket up. Put your beauty piece back on with just the slip-in clips. Holds it in. Everything should be right. I totally suggest the second person. I needed a second person, a second set of eyeballs, a second set of hands to help push and twist and pull and try and keep the support bracket out of that condenser, to keep from marring it up, dinging it. We got it done, so that's it. I'm going to go ahead and finish it up, put that top bracket back together, and get everything back on, all the guards, the fan guard, and we should be finished up. And there you have it. I hope I answered all questions and all problems that may occur. Like I said, the biggest problem was just finding out the right way to get it up in there, and really what I had to do was slip this side on first, and then bring this side up through, and then it was really pulling hard on it to get it up and over this bracket, to pull it over to slip it back down on there, but it went without undoing any more hoses or anything on the other side of the radiator.